guys, it's meal prep Sunday today. I'm at my local grocery store. I actually just had like a 2-hour nap on a Sunday afternoon, so I look super tired. I don't have any makeup on, my hair's up, but I mean, people aren't watching football today. They're at the grocery store looking just like me. So we're gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna get some stuff. We're gonna do our meal prep Sunday. Probably won't be talking a lot. It's kind of weird to film in a grocery store. People kind of get weirded out by that. And two, I have this really gnarly ulcer like in the crease of my mouth, so it's painful to speak or like eat. So we're gonna be cooking some things that are easy on my mouth, some things that are easy to explain in video, and you guys can follow along, watch with me. Maybe you guys can get some meal prep ideas, or maybe you just like to see what people eat and what people do at the grocery store, because I'm a weirdo like that. I like to see what people do. I watch Casey Holmes vlogs, and she'll just go to the grocery store and go to Starbucks, and I'm all about it, like every day. Please, just let me watch you. So, all right, guys, y'all stay along. Let's go. Quick tip for boiling chicken. Stuff like this usually turns out pretty bland. You pretty much boil all the flavor out of it. You know, you dilute any seasoning that you have with water. This stuff, however, will make the biggest difference. It's the Hispanic version of bouillon cubes. Francisco's family uses it. He turned me on to it. It's great. Like, there's no substitution for it. You have to get this kind, this brand. It can be found in the international section or the Hispanic section at your grocery store. Houston has a really big Hispanic population, so at our grocery stores it's really, really easy to find. If you can't find it, I'm sure that Amazon or some other online retailer of the liking will have the same thing. I have it set up a little differently now just so I can kind of talk while I'm finishing up the rest of my meal prep. This week we're having a clean chicken salad. Kind of lazy this week with my meal prep. It's my birthday week, so I know that there may be times throughout the week where I'm going out to eat at work, so I'm trying to make it super simple so that we don't have a lot of food left over and so that it's something easy to come back to if we have an off day. The recipe calls for mayo, but it had a lot of fat in it. It didn't really fit into our macro, so I'm gonna use plain Greek yogurt. Sorry. I started dishes and I tried to turn it off so that you couldn't hear it because it's loud, but I keep hitting it and turning it back on. So the CrossFit games were tonight. It was super exciting. Of course, Tia Claire Toomey won, which is awesome. I think that if I got second place 2 years in a row, I'd have a really hard time going back and trying again. It's like one of those things where you either like you get it or you die trying. But it's super, super exciting for her. I'm sure she's on top of the world, which for good reason. Whatever, we're gonna wing this. The recipe calls for 10 ounces of chicken, and I did about 4 pounds. So I'm gonna multiply the recipe by about 5. With meal prep, I just kind of eyeball it until it looks good, tastes good. I'm also gonna mix it in my pot, which is probably not the best for it. But this is real life. This is what happens. I'm not one of those people on the Food Network who has all the little bowls everywhere for their meal prep, so we're gonna be real with it. So I shredded my chicken already. I seasoned it with the spices that I showed you guys. apples chopped up, which I don't like celery. Celery is normally in chicken salad, so I'm using green Granny Smith apples. I poured some lime juice over them to kind of stop them from browning and to keep them from browning throughout the week. And that's gonna give the crunch that you would normally find in chicken salad. And gonna get my staple spices. Same thing with this. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I know that it's gonna need some stuff, some seasoning, so I like to start light and then add if I need to. Like I said, I already seasoned the chicken in the pan, so it doesn't need all that much. Seasoning it while you're cooking it makes a world of difference. Instead of just like pouring salt on already dried chicken, you have the flavor cooked into it. So it just tastes better in my opinion. You can save yourself a lot of hassle and a lot of condiments by just seasoning your chicken, especially if you're boiling it before it's already cooked. So we'll start. So the recipe actually called for mayo and Greek yogurt, but the mayo had a lot of fat in it, like I said, so I'm using all Greek yogurt. I'm just gonna start with a full container, see how it turns out. So, I didn't actually get to watch, or I say I didn't, I tried to watch the CrossFit games, like listen to it while I was at work and stuff. But I don't know, the Facebook streaming or the CBS streaming this year, it wasn't that great. Fortunately, I just so happened to see the finals going on while I was in bed this morning after I woke up from my nap. So I got to see like Tia winning, her and Kara like being brought out, saying that it's a Nazi woman who won, which I guess is like the same that they did with the Icelandic competitors either last year or the year before, which is cool and nerve-wracking. Like, one of them won. Like, which one is it? And I'm sure both of them were, just as excited for one another if it would have been the other way around. Those girls and men. I mean, of course, Matt Frazier kind of blew it away this year, just like he did the year before. But these people are animals, man. It's not that I don't think I have it in me to be a competitive athlete. It's just one of those things, like, that's not really what I want. I mean, of course, like, I want to do well. I want to do CrossFit for life, CrossFit for fitness, but just the amount of time and dedication that they put into it, it's just not something that I want. And that's not to discount the fact that they work very, very, very hard, and it's incredible to watch. It's like, I don't know, joining a Friday night softball league where you drink beer and hang out with your friends and then saying like, oh, I want to go pro with it. Like, it's not something that I want. But those women are incredible. It blows my mind how good they are and how fast they are. I do some of the WODs and then I'll look up their times for the same thing, like Fran or Grace, and they just blow it out of the water. It's crazy, but it's something spectacular to watch. And that's with any sport. You have your specialty sports, the triathletes, the long distance runners, the strongmen, people who are professional athletes, especially in fitness categories or like weightlifting categories. They're just incredible because the competition is so strong, and they're the best of the best. And it's super inspiring to watch, and it makes for a more competitive nature of the sport, which I enjoy. So I added 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt, and it was still kind of dry, so I went ahead and I've added most of the second. It's getting there, it's more creamy. I may have to add some mayo to it, just because it's not it's thick, but it's still kind of dry in places. And I think all the fat and the mayonnaise is really kind of what solidifies it once it sits overnight, because to me, chicken salad is always better second day once it's had a chance to like sit and mellow. So we'll do that. This recipe also calls for pecans. I like walnuts more. I like the flavor more. There's no reason other than I think they taste better. And it also calls for, I think, 1 tablespoon of mustard per 10 ounces. So I'm going to add about 5 tablespoons. Like I said, I just multiplied my recipe by 5 because of the amount of chicken that I bought. But that's just a guesstimate. That's just what I divided up in my head. It's probably closer to 6 or 7, but that's okay. I'm not really a mustard person, but I've had like deviled eggs and stuff that didn't have the mustard in it, and you can tell that something tastes off. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it. I doubt that I'll be able to taste it. That was gross. My dogs are over here just waiting for me to drop something. I was cutting the apples earlier and dropped so many of them. And this is what I get for trying to be a YouTuber and like be XO and cut them all pretty in front of the camera. And they were so excited. George loves apples. Bitsy not so much. She just likes anything that George wants. So that's her motive behind eating them. I'm pretty sure she just takes them and runs off and hides on the couch. It's looking pretty good. It smells good. I mean, it's pretty much just like chicken and yogurt. So I like all those things. I don't know why I would think that it wouldn't be good. So I'm going to, I don't know if I want to put it in this or another bowl. Dump it in here. And I actually have to bring some of this to work tomorrow, so I'm just going to put it, the rest in a bowl and go ahead and weigh it out. Excuse me, George. Alright, here's my scale. I get 4 ounces of chicken salad on a croissant or on a tortilla. So I'm going to go ahead and just measure out my chicken salad on my food scale. If you've never used a food scale, this is what your basic one looks like. I got mine at Target, maybe even Kroger. They're pretty common, but what you do is you set your bowl or your plate, whatever you're going to use, onto the scale and you zero it out. This is like basic, 8th grade biology class right now. You zero it out so that the scale doesn't account for the weight of your bowl, because you want all the food that you can get and not to be skint by mismeasuring with a bowl. So I'm just going to spoon in 3 ounces of chicken or chicken salad mixture. And how I calculate my recipes, how I calculate my recipes if I'm making something of my own, and it's like, it's not a bag of walnuts where you can turn around and look at the nutrition details for yourself. I will take the recipe and I'll add up everything that I'm going to put into it. So all of the Greek yogurt, all 4 pounds of chicken, all the walnuts, all the cranberries, and I'll add everything up so that I have 150 grams of protein, 90 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat, and then I'll divide it up into what I think are appropriate serving sizes. So I know about that 4 to 6 ounces of chicken for me, depending on the recipe, is what my serving size will be for my daily needs. So I'll divide it by that number and kind of get a rough figure, and then I'll say a serving size is 3 ounces, and then I'll put that to my macros and then multiply by the serving size so that I know 1 serving has X amount of protein, carbs, and fat. And then for Francisco's, his is typically double mine, or 1.5, sometimes 2.5. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. So that'll be ready for work. Alright guys, that wraps up this week's Meal Prep Sunday. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. It's simple enough where I can probably do it every Sunday, just filming on my iPhone. It's super casual, super laid back. There's not a lot of editing. It's very organic, if you will. I think next week I'm going to try and do some simple workouts, kettlebell, dumbbell, something fast and easy that people who may not have access to a gym can do at home, or people who just don't want to go to a gym or feeling lazy can get some ideas and some inspiration and try and get active that way. So it definitely will get more into the fitness side of things. But let me know what you want to see. If there's a suggestion or a topic that you'd like me to cover, just go ahead and leave it down below. And I think that's gonna be wrapped up for the night. Bye guys, thanks.